many organisations still point to that sales team over there. Oh, that's the sales team over there. And I'm sorry, but that's not going to work.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Talking Sales series. And I'm delighted to have Sue Barrett with me again. G'day, Sue. How are you doing?
I'm well, John. Nice to be back.
It's been a little while, so this is very pleasant to have you. I know you're very keen on ensuring that organisations have a sales system in place to sort of reduce risk and increase sales, etc. Can you tell me more about what you mean by a sales system and why it does reduce risk and increase sales in most organisations?
Sure. You know our industry, we've been in it for a long time. Most people will pivot to training as the solution to their sales ills. And whilst training is always important to be, develop our skills and capabilities and ongoing mastery, training is not the solution, I found, in most cases. And when you dive into businesses, you discover that there's a lot of random acts of sales happening, and no one really understands how sales operates inside the organisation.
Or everybody's got a different perspective across the organisation, and therefore their behaviours from one to the other can be different.
Well, that's true too. But also, if we look at selling, it is ubiquitous. It's everywhere. It's in everything. However, it is a coordinated, it is a system. It's a variable system, and it has many moving parts. So when I listen to them and they say, yes, training, I go, yes, but probably not yet. Can I ask you some questions? What do we have around strategy? What good strategy do we have in place? What's our purpose? What is our sales force structure to deliver that? What's our value proposition? Target markets and so on and so forth. So we want a navigational system first. That's one pillar of the 4 pillars of a sales system. Okay. And often that's, messy in itself as well. And also too, it's not necessarily client facing. So that's one pillar. The second pillar of a sales...
So you're going to go through a number of pillars here.
Well, yeah. Well, what I'd like to do is talk about the 4 pillars. So the strategy pillar, and then we've got the process pillar, which is how we sell around here. What's the selling, buying process? What are the leadership skills and capabilities and process and methodology we need to implement?
And I'm glad you mentioned buying process there. So you're really saying, how do we engage with clients to help them through their buying process? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things in play now, particularly with social selling and customers or prospects being able to sort of see us or look at us before even a salesperson speaks to them. I mean, I live by the philosophy that selling is everybody's business and everybody lives by selling something. So to me, selling and a sales system is actually across a whole organisation. We should all understand the value chain, the process map, how customers buy and how we sell and service and engage and continue to re-engage with customers. There's leadership frameworks, there's our CRM and technology frameworks. There's all sorts of things that we need to incorporate into an integrated system in terms of processes, tools, methodologies, and those things that we need to use to help us sell better.
Okay, so that's the second.
Yep, the third pillar is then people. So that's how we want to start having. So people then have a strategy and they have the processes. Now we want to make sure that we train and develop them and coach them and allow them to actually apply these in the most effective manner possible. And so one of the challenges with sales and sales capability and enablement is that many businesses are still stuck on kind of the 1 or 2 day workshop where you go in and you're told how to sell or what to do, and it doesn't change anything. And so we've got to create integrated, ongoing learning environments where people can actually learn how to keep developing mastery in this space, coaching, the 70-20-10 learning model. And then the 4th pillar is our culture and the standards that we won't walk by. This is for everyone, not just salespeople. How do we treat each other? How do we treat customers? What do we stand for? What are our virtues, our values, the way we operate? Because too many organisations are very tokenistic about being customer-centric and or customer-focused, and they think it's just a word you can say and do a bit of training and she'll be right, mate. but it's more than that. And
Yeah.
it's a way, it's how we live and operate and think and act and behave every day.
It's so often people raise that word culture, and it's just totally misunderstood. I agree with you. I've worked with organisations, particularly startups that are maturing, where they haven't really built their culture. They're out selling a great product, and what they stand for and what they're trying to do and what their standards are and their values. It all is not clear, and then they hire a top salesperson from another industry in and say and give them a little bit of training on the product and expect they're going to be successful. So without those four, what did you call them, foundation elements?
Pillars, yeah, the four pillars.
The
Yep.
four pillars, but particularly I agree culture, then it doesn't matter how successful that salesperson's been in their past companies, they're probably going to fail in your company.
Well, that's right. I mean, if you think about what a sales system actually is, it's really the interface between us and our markets and our customers. And it's a two-way street, or, multi-pronged kind of, super highway, really. And it's really, if it's well formed and coordinated, it's a super highway or interface of intention, of strategy, communication, information, behaviors, tools, tech, and actions that flow backwards and forwards and interact with each other. That's when you start to manage systems. The biggest issue we have a lot, not just in sales, but in business, is that we don't teach systems thinking. And it is a discipline, and it actually helps us understand how integrated systems work together and how we all flow. Many organizations still point to that sales team over there. Oh, that's the sales team over there. And I'm sorry, but that's not going to work. Everybody lives by selling something. We're all part of this together. Let's actually unite and connect. And when you get that clarity, you've got really good strategy, you've got processes to show people how we sell around here. And we've got good development strategies to keep us fit and healthy. And we have a great culture that we can actually stand by and hold ourselves accountable to. Really good stuff actually happens. People step up, and amazing, it's really good business and sales results and customer satisfaction.
It's amazing, isn't it? We've become very attractive to our target customers, don't we? We as an organisation are seen as somebody they want to work with, and really the products don't matter so much anymore. They want to work with us as an organisation because they see that we have the right values, we have the right culture, we are easy to work with, and we have the people that represent that brand and that culture. It just makes it so easy to do business with if I'm a client.
The really good thing about this is if you implement a really good sales system into your organisation, underpinned by good values and standards and ethos, you can actually double or triple your sales force overnight without actually putting extra people on board, which then adds more to your sales revenue because you've got more people who may not be called salespeople paying attention to opportunity, paying attention to customers, and knowing what they stand for and why we care about what we do. And that is the powerful aspects of having a great sales system, that everyone becomes part of the sales function and proud to be so as well.
I like it very much so, and I totally agree with you. Having you call it a sales system, a sales model within the organisation, whatever you call it, and those four. Can you just repeat in summary those four foundation elements now?
Yep, we've got our strategy pillar, we've got our process pillar, we've got the people pillar and the culture pillar. And in there are all of these elements that work together in an integrated fashion if you understand what they are, and then you can continue to evolve. And the good thing is you can withstand shocks like COVID. When that hit, people with robust sales systems knew how to think about their business and their customers, and they didn't just have a plan A, they had a plan B and C just in case. And that's what's really important about having something. A system helps you stay, gives you that support framework to be able to maneuver and adapt as things shift and change, like we had dramatically happen with COVID.
I think for all the executives out there, that's great value, and I really appreciate you sharing that, Sue. Let's get back and talk on a regular basis now over the next year or so and cover a number of other subjects.
Thank you very much. Nice to be with you again.
Thank you, Sue.